Good afternoon. And welcome to Advocacy for Mushroom Vape. Tiger milk is the last mushroom on my 6-mushroom blend that I'm giving research papers on for the moment. As we went through a cycle, we went through all 5 of them so far. And this paper is new in that I haven't cited it yet. So let's go look. Effect of tiger milk mushroom, Linoleic rhinoceros, supplementation on respiratory health, immunity, and antioxidant status. An open label prospective study. Okay, let's look at the figure first. Okay, so this is a study. Their inclusion criteria are participants who are not undergoing any supplementation targeting respiratory health, a non-smoker, participants who were able to fully understand protocol and study information given by investigators. Number 4, participants who are willing to give informed consent. Exclusion criteria: undergoing medication plan targeting respiratory system, taking antimicrobial or antiviral medication during study entry, undergone major surgical procedures within 6 months prior to study entry, pregnant or lactating women. 12 participants were excluded. 10 fulfill exclusion criteria. 2 did not provide written informed consent. Total enrollment, 50. Oh, they assessed for eligibility, 62 people, and total enrollment is 50. 3 months oral supplementation of tiger milk mushroom given in the form of capsules at the dosage of 300 milligrams twice daily. Baseline and follow-up visit at week 4, 8, and 12. Vital signs: pulmonary function, nasal symptoms, questionnaire, visual analog scale, inflammation markers, immunity indicator, total antioxidant capacity, oxidative stress. Okay, so this is a paper on a study. Let's see what this does for us. All right. We can go to full text link. Let me read this abstract quick. This study, tiger milk mushroom, TMM, Linoleic rhinoceros, have been used for a long time by indigenous communities in Southeast Asia regions as traditional medicine for different ailments, including respiratory disorders. And that's advocacy for vape. The beneficial effects of tiger milk mushroom have been proven through in vivo and in vitro models, but these effects have yet to be validated in a clinical study. In this study, the beneficial effects of tiger milk mushroom supplementation were investigated in 50 voluntary participants. Participants were required to take 300 milligrams of TMM twice daily for 3 months. Level of interleukin, and immunoglobulin, total antioxidant capacity, malondialdehyde, nitrotriosine, and 8-hydroxyguanosine. Pulmonary function, respiratory symptoms were assessed during the baseline and monthly follow-up visits. Results demonstrated that supplementation of TMM significantly suppressed the level of these things as well as respiratory symptoms. In addition to that, TMM also significantly induced the level of IgA, total antioxidant capacity, as well as pulmonary function. Analysis of data indicated that gender and BMI were factors influencing the outcomes of antioxidant status. Collectively, our findings suggested that TMM supplementation effectively improves respiratory health, immunity, and antioxidant status. And that, my friend, is a validation for the advocacy of smoking or vaping mushrooms. So what I want to do, let's see it down here. Ethnomedicinal uses, pharmacological activities, and cultivation of Gnosis supplement, tiger's milk mushrooms in Malaysia, a review, 2015. In vivo anti-tumor activity of Gnosis rhinoceros, TMO2, using an CF7 xenograft NCR nude mice model. Look at that. And this is March 25th, this is last month. And then again in EPUB, December 2022. Nutrient composition, antioxidant properties, and anti-proliferative activity of Gnosis rhinoceros, the Cook's sclerotium. Phytochemical profiles and inhibitory effects of tiger milk mushroom, extract an oligobulin-induced airway inflammation in rodent model of asthma. Preclinical toxicological evaluation of sclerotum of Gnosis rhinoceros, the tiger milk mushroom. Then this article was cited by the effect of rice ceramide supplementation improving skin barrier functions and depigmentation. Bioactivity and microchemical profile extracts of mycelial structures of Ganoris supplement. In vivo toxicity of bioreactor grown biomass exopolysaccharides from Malaysian tiger milk mushroom mycelium for potential future health applications. I want to go look at that one, I think. References: Evelyn J., The Diary of John Evelyn. Now this is interesting. Look how many people use this Diary of John Evelyn. Right. Another article that they cite is, or as reference, was the potential of mycelium in culture growth of Gnosis rhinoceros as substitute for naturally occurring sclerotium with regard to antioxidant capacity, cytotoxic effect, and low molecular weight chemical constituents. Oh, mycelium and culture broth of it. I see, in case they don't have enough sclerotium to make anything. I get it. 2012, screening of Gnosis rhinoceros extract as antimicrobial agents against selected human pathogens. Look at that. Anti-inflammatory effect of sclerotum of Gnosis rhinoceros, the tiger milk mushroom, 2014, and then 2016, phytochemical profiles and inhibitory effects of tiger milk mushroom, the Gnosis rhinoceros, extract an oligobulin-induced airway inflammation as a rodent model of asthma. Can I just read that? And there's 80 of them. Let's look at some more. Immunomodulatory activity of mushroom sclerotopolysaccharides, 2011, 2019, HIV1 protease and reverse transcriptase inhibition by tiger milk mushroom, sclerotum extracts in vitro and in studies. Evaluation of subacute toxicity of sclerotum of Gnosis rhinoceros. Look, this one is (2019) challenges impact in the future lung microbiome. Telling you, lung microbiome. Okay, so anyway, that's the references. Oh, okay. So that was here's a paper that referenced this study. In vivo toxicity of bioreactor-grown biomass and exopolysaccharides from Malaysian tiger milk mushroom mycelium for potential future health applications. Now, they're going into the mycelium of the mushroom, which is the pre-building process of the sclerotium, actually, right? Because its sclerotium is not that big. But it's biomass, and it eventually becomes a sclerotium. They use zebrafish embryo toxicity model assay as a toxicity to evaluate whether or not this particular level of this mushroom is toxic, I guess. Alright, and they went ahead and, oops. Let's go to this full text. Okay, tiger milk mushroom was first mentioned in a diary of John Evelyn about 400 years ago. It is an important medical product and which was received as a repository's collection by the order at Paris from Jesuits of Japan and China. This mushroom is commonly known as Sendawan Susu Rimau or Kulat Susu Rimau, meaning tiger milk mushroom. TMM was successfully cultivated in 2009, thus making it commercially available and spurring researchers on its therapeutic uses. Its sclerotium extracts have been shown to be antioxidant, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, anti-asthmatic, and able to enhance immunomodulatory activities. And in that, my friend, is an advocacy for mushroom vape. Okay, so upon exposure to external stressor, humans' first-line filtration involves nasal vibrissae, mucociliary escalator, and cough reflex, salivary immunoglobulin, and an immunity defense at mucosal surfaces protecting against pathogens and smaller particles. C-terminal tail of IgA molecules disrupt cell surface, attaches and envelop viruses which uses sialic acid as receptors, such as the influenza A virus. The potential role of secretory IgA in fighting secure acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 has also been highlighted in recent studies, preventing them from binding to epithelial cells. Salivary IgA is said to be a predictor of upper respiratory tract infections, of which risk URTI increases decreased load of salivary. Airway inflammation is the body's natural defense mechanism in the lung. Toll-like receptors activates inflammatory cells to produce growth. Chemokines and pro-inflammatory cytokines such as tumor necrosis factor, alpha, TNF, interleukin 1b, and interleukin 8 IL-8. These cytokines invokes the neutrophils to migrate out of pulmonary capillaries into air spaces and performs phagocytosis. As the lung is a vital organ responsible for providing oxygen, excessive inflammation can be detrimental to human health, and it calls for the need to establish lung homeostasis. Anti-inflammatory properties of tiger's milk mushrooms investigated in Sprague Dawley rats and resulted reporting strong inhibitory effects on the production of macrophage cells. To add extracts This is also proven to be effective in reducing the infiltration of eosinophil into lungs of oligoblumin, sensitized asthmatic rats. Over here, no. Over here. You're wet. Lay on your bed. Go ahead. Alright. She likes playing in the water while we're watering things. Characteristics of participants. These are the averages. So the reason why I called this up, because this is an observational study, right? And I would like to do another. Oh, get out there! You get me in trouble. Okay, so I want to do an observational study based on a lounge spa type facility, where all the characters that are involved in the study, the data recorders would be looking for stuff like this. They would have their day jobs, and then they would have this lounge / spa job. Perhaps it is their day job. Just saying. They find that once a month measuring is fine. So I can do once a month. I mean, this is, after all, a year's supply. For example, something like this. You know, we get as a kit. This right here is the FDA sample. That's a year's supply, 1 year's supply. Advocacy for vape. All right, this is 1 year supply based upon what a daily use would be, and that is based upon what daily use has been for people smoking cigarettes. Now, granted, this isn't your 4-pack a day cigarette yearly consumption. This is your average, which is considered 10 cigarettes a day, or 11 cigarettes a day, rather. So if that's your average, and this is what they base their model of consumption and or testing. That's what FDA wants, a year's worth up front, so they can make that assessment. And changes in vital signs. Oh, here, I'm going to go ahead and keep this up for a second. All 3 vital signs show no significant changes throughout the whole study. Table 2, blood pressure participant was within normal range even after taking into account the standard deviation. Variation of blood pressure between each visit was between 5 mmHg, which returned to be statistically not significant. Similarly, heart rate and temperature of participants were also showing very minimal changes between each visit. The changes in respiratory health and immunity. Almost all the respiratory health parameters showed significant changes after 3 months supplementation of it, except FBC, whatever that is. FBC changes are very significant with some fluctuations between the visits. On the other hand, FEV1 showed significant changes, improvement by the end of the study. Oh, these are lavage samples. It's lavage is like goo. Oh, FVC, here we go. That's what I want to Okay, FVC, forced vital capacity, FEV1, forced expiratory volume, and SQ, nasal symptoms. And the questionnaire. Alright, so that's what FVC and FEV is, and SQ. Antioxidant status. Okay, on the discussion part, this study is the first to report the beneficial effects of tiger milk mushroom on respiratory health through clinical approach. Our findings revealed that tiger's milk mushroom supplementation is effective in improving overall respiratory health and immunity of the participants. And that, my friend, is an advocacy for mushroom vape. Granted, this is 1/6 of my mushroom blend, but each one is hand-picked for its respiratory benefit. The idea of smoking mushrooms instead of eating mushrooms, a person had brought it to my attention a video ago, rather at a different platform, and I was trying to get attention to see if I can get more viewers. This person said, nah, I'd just rather eat my mushrooms. Fine, you know, he said he's cultivating and growing them, which I thought was a lie. I mean, for real, what are the odds of finding that one guy that grows and hunts his own mushrooms? You know? I mean, could I try? To make it let me see if I can remember what he was saying. He was saying that, I don't want to mix them up because the two people were talking. He was saying that he doesn't see the rationale to vape the mushrooms when he can eat it instead. I said, fine, eat it instead, I don't care. You know, it's none of my business whether or not you vape. I'm just advocating for the vaping of mushrooms. By all these things, this is mushroom number 6 of my 6 blend mushrooms. And each one of them has the advocacy of reparative and antis, all about respiratory health, right? So this is 300 milligrams a day, was it? Let's go back to the top, see what it was, right? Hold on. $300 milligrams of tiger milk mushroom twice daily for 3 months, right? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so so it says serving size, 1 capsule, 450 milligrams. Serving for container is 30. They're taking 600. Okay? So, but that's okay. That's neither here nor there. But it's just to give you an idea. So they're taking 600 a day. Twice daily, 300, right? Okay. Now, I'm giving per puff 2 micrograms of tiger milk mushroom. Or I should say 13 micrograms of mushroom per puff. Since I have 6 mushrooms, that's a little over 2 micrograms. And this is a continue. I mean, I like to vape. I just like vaping. I like the ability to vape. I like the moment, the accoutrement of vape. You know, where you can talk, you can take a dramatic pause, inhale, hold it for a second, exhale. It's like taking your glasses off, right? It says, meanwhile, respiratory systems as assessed by NSQ and VAS has shown a drastic drop by the end of the study, with a reduction of 74.1% and 73.2% respectively. And he said, well, I did some research on it, and vape is still bad as far as I know. That's what he said. However, I don't know what year his cited materials were. He didn't cite them, but he said he looked at it. He asked me to cite materials for him to look at. Okay, so anything previously to 2022, any vape device previous to 2022 is out. They are not approved by the FDA. I'm sorry, but if you have an old vape device, it's not approved. So any issue you have from vaping mushrooms is on you. All right. Let me back off on that. That's a little bit harsh. 2022, the FDA said, if you're going to manufacture vape devices, this year we want your sample vape devices to approve or not approve, because there's some issues with the construction of these things, and the only thing that's the issue is heated fluid, and the element that's heating the fluid has to be within the range of human tolerances. Granted, this is not a fail-safe issue, but however, that was done for the vaping of nicotine, where in fact, when you add nicotine to something of this nature, of any inhalant or any application, the body wants more. You become addicted. Now, that's not a bad thing when it comes to nicotine, because nicotine has a lot of beneficial properties. It's a bad thing when it comes to having to buy it. You follow? Any addiction, it compromises a person's thought process. Any addiction limits a person's rationale when it comes to the face of the addiction. But that's neither here nor there either. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is the fact that the FDA approved this device. This is my particular favorite. For the evaluation of mushroom vape on the consumer's end. And I have this one as well. These two are my preferred recommendations for the vape. I have as well this one. This all comes from one company, Vupu, and they have submitted a whole gamut of devices to the FDA, of whom have approved it. Now, what was the issue besides what coils you're going to use, right? This one, I have a replaceable coil. I like the ceramic coils, which is my favorite, but that's neither here nor there. I have the R2 coil in it now. One of the criteria was to be user-friendly, and here we have user-friendly LED interaction. All right, oh, it's 3 o'clock. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day. This will conclude today's episode of the Advocacy for Mushroom Vape. Thank you for hearing me out.